We are so happy that you can be with us. Phoebe Needles Day Camp isn't running quite the way we used to do it, but we're still going to have a lot of fun with you, do a lot of songs, games, crafts, and we're excited to be with you. So I'm Miss Lesty. It's so nice to see you again, and I want to introduce you to my new staff.
I'm Miss Kiana. I'm Miss Jessica.
I'm Mr. Nick.
And I'm Mr. Connor.
So we are really looking forward to spending the day with you. I hope you enjoy all the things that we've recorded for you. Remember, you can always pause them if you need a little longer on crafts. You can modify any dance that we're doing or any yoga that we're doing to do what works for your body. We are so happy to be with you. We hope you have a great time. See you soon. Hi everyone, hi campers. It's so good to be with you again. Very different than how we normally do it, and we're figuring out as we go along, and we're just really excited to be with you. So I want to introduce you to my new staff this year. You know I'm Miss Lesty, and it's always nice to see you. This is Miss Kiana.
Hi.
Miss Kiana is actually from Ferrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I had Miss Lesty for a math teacher my freshman year, and I ride horses, and I used to play softball.
Cool. This is Miss Jessica. Miss Jessica, where are you from?
I'm from Bassett. This is my first year here actually, and I play the tuba.
Very cool. This is Mr. Nick or Mr. Nicholas. We call him both. And tell me about you.
I'm from Rocky Mount. I'm going to be a senior in high school, and I run track and I'm in the band.
And what do you play?
I play French horn and mellophone.
Oh, could you guys play something for us one day? Can we do some music stuff? Do you guys play music? So we're doing this really, really cool thing. We're going to have a link where you can send us pictures of your art. You can send us videos, and we're going to put that up on our website so we can see what you've created as we create. So if we can talk Miss Jessica and Mr. Nick into playing some music for us, you guys could play some music. That would be really fun. Okay, and this is Mr. Connor.
I'm gonna be a senior next year. I run track and I run cross country, which is a lot of running, but it's sometimes fun.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is all my staff is gonna go and they're gonna we're gonna make a lot of crafts today, and so they're gonna grab all that stuff. Today we're gonna start by reading you a book. It's called The Sweetest Fig, and we also have a link that you can have online. You can click on it and you can go and you can watch somebody else read The Sweetest Fig. If you don't like to hear people read, this is the beautiful thing about this camp. You can fast forward through all of it and get right to the crafts. So they're going to go do that, and I'm going to read you your book because I love to read to you. So we're reading The Sweetest Fig. Monsieur Bubat, the dentist, was a very fussy man. He kept his small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog Marcel jumped on the furniture, Bubat was sure to teach him a lesson. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not allowed to bark. So if we look, what is he holding in his hand? What do you think? That makes me a little sad. One morning, Babat met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged for the dentist to help. "You have no appointment," he told her. The woman moaned. Babat looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. He took her inside and looked in her mouth. This tooth must come out," he said with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, "I will give you some pills to kill the pain." Look at his face. Look at her face. Very different. The old woman was very grateful. "I can't pay you in money, but I have something much better." And she took 2 figs from her pocket and handed them to Babat. "Figs!" he said angrily. "These figs are very special," the woman whispered. "They can make your dreams come true." She winked at him and put her finger to her lips. It was clear to Babat that this woman was crazy. He set the figs down and took her by the arm. When she reminded him about the pills, he said, "I'm sorry, they're her paying customers only." He is not very kind. Do you think the figs are magic? That evening, Babette took his little dog to the park, and poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes, but whenever he stopped, Babette would pull sharply on the leash. Just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. He sat at his dining room table and ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious, possibly the finest, sweetest fig he had ever had. In the morning, Babette dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog, but Babette wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He hated to get Marcel's white hairs on his beautiful blue suit. As he walked along the sidewalk, Babette could not help noticing people looking at him. Ah, they're admiring my suit, he thought. But when Babette saw his reflection in the window of the cafe, he stopped in horror. He was dressed only in his underwear. Oh my goodness. The dentist turned and ran into the alley. Sacre bleu, he thought, what has happened to my clothes? And then he remembered the dream he had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of this very cafe, dressed in his underwear. Something else had happened in his dream, and Babette struggled to recall it. Marcel looked out from the shadows of the alley and began to bark. The dentist looked up and saw the rest of his dream had come true. No one noticed Babette as he ran home in his underwear. All the eyes of Paris were fixed on the Eiffel Tower, which slowly drooped over as if it was made of soft rubber. Babette understood now that the old woman with the figs had told him the truth. He would not waste the second fig. Over the next few weeks, as reconstruction of the Eiffel Tower began, the dentist read dozens of books on hypnotism. Each night before he went to sleep, he gazed in the mirror and whispered over and over, Babette is the richest man on earth. Babette is the richest man on earth. Soon in his dreams, that's exactly what he was. As he slept, the dentist saw himself steering his speedboat, flying his airplane, and living in luxury on the Riviera. Night after night, it was the same. One evening, Babette took the second fig from his cupboard. It wouldn't last forever. Tonight, he thought, is the night. He put the ripe fruit on a dish and set it on his table, and tomorrow he would wake up the richest man in the world. He looked at Marcel and smiled. The little dog would not be coming along. In his dream, Babette had Great Danes. I don't like his face there either. He looks like he's mean and he's plotting. I don't like it. As the dentist reached into his cupboard to take out some cheese, he heard the crash of breaking china. He turned to see Marcel standing on a chair with his front paws on the table, chewing the last of the fig. Babette was furious. He chased the dog around the apartment. When Marcel ran beneath the bed, Babette yelled at him, "Tomorrow I will teach you a lesson you'll never forget." And then the dentist, angry and heartbroken, went to sleep. When he woke up the next morning, Babette was confused. He wasn't in his bed. He was beneath it. Suddenly, a face appeared in front of him, his own face. "Time for your walk," it said. "Come on, Marcel." A hand reached down and grabbed him. Babette tried to yell, but all he could do was bark. What do you think? What happened? Do you know? If you don't, you can send us a question.
This is a repeat after me song.
This is a repeat after me song.
DeMoose, DeMoose,
DeMoose, DeMoose,
swimming in the water,
swimming in the water,
eating up his supper.
eating up his supper.
Where did he go?
Where did he go?
He went to sleep.
He went to sleep.
He went to sleep.
He went to sleep.
DeMoose, DeMoose,
DeMoose,
Swimming in the water. Eating up the supper. Where did he go? He went to sleep. He went to sleep. Shh. Dead moose, dead moose.
Dead moose, dead moose.
Floating in the water.
Floating in the water.
Not eating up his supper.
Not eating up his supper.
Where did he go?
Where did he go?
He decamoosed.
He decamoosed.
He decamoosed.
He decamoosed.
Zombie moose, zombie moose.
Zombie moose, zombie moose.
Crawling through the forest.
Crawling through the forest.
Eating up your brains.
Eating up your brains.
Where did he go?
Where did he go?
He's over.
Hello, I'm Miss Jessica,
And I'm Miss Kiana.
and we are going to take a tour on the Eiffel Tower virtually. So if you want to follow along with us, the link is in the description, and it is also, it'll pop up. And you can watch it with us and react with us, or you can watch it after or watch it again if there's anything that we missed and you want to check out again. So without further ado, let's check it out.
Hey guys, if you want to go on the tour yourself at your house, click on the description below or at the hyperlink in the top corner. Thanks.
Let's see. What's over?
This way?
Yeah. Oh, look at that view. Oh, wow. Look how high that is.
Yeah,
That's so high. Are you afraid of heights?
kinda.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be super nervous here. I think I would feel pretty safe.
Yeah, because there's more of a ledge. You don't have to stand right on the edge of it.
Yeah. And a nice sturdy bar. I think I would be a little nervous
At first,
at
yeah.
first.
Then
But
you
then
get-
once you get used to it. Oh, look at that.
Look at the park.
Yeah. Oh wow. Look how high we are. And like look at the different buildings and all the detail on them.
Yeah.
I
They all
think-
got that like kind of roundish top thing.
Mhm. They do. I think Paris, France is just
Right
an
there.
absolute beautiful place. And
The gold top on that building.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at the detail on that one.
And
That's
what this
nice.
black one over here is.
Mhm. Oh,
Seems-
that's big.
Yeah, it's tall. Towers over all of them.
Yeah. Miss
The
Kiana.
skyline.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Do you want to check out the how tall the Eiffel Tower is?
Yeah.
Let's see
Just
how.
go ahead and turn right back around.
Let's see how tall that is. Can't be too tall, right? Let's see. Well, there's the bottom. Hi guys. So after checking out a bit of the Eiffel Tower, we had some questions. So we found this other website, and the link will be in the description as well, and it might answer some of our questions. Let's see.
Right there.
Gustave Eiffel's master work, the most recognizable peak in the Paris skyline, is one of the most iconic structures in world history. Here, you can explore every inch of its 324-meter high in Street View. Click, drag, and follow the arrows. All right, let's see. So here's the observation deck.
We already viewed that just a few minutes ago.
What's the fun fact it has?
Oh. Did you know this French landmark was built in 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days? Quite a technical feat for the 19th century.
Oh my goodness. I would have thought it took at least 10.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I would have thought it took way longer.
Here's another view of the observation deck. You can see how high it is and how big it is. It says it was completed in 1989 as the centerpiece of the World's Fair or Paris Exposition, commemorating the French Revolution of 1789 and showcasing French aesthetics and engineering to the world. So basically this just means that this piece was here as a way to explain French culture and show how technical the buildings are, and they can be. And even
that's the tall black building we saw a few minutes ago. And right there's the gold top building that we just saw.
Oh yeah, a good eye. What else is? Oh yeah.
There's a
And those
sign.
are the
It says don't throw stuff off the balcony.
yeah, you don't want to do that. All right. Let's see what else. Oh
Another
wow.
observation deck.
But this one's inside.
Yes, you're enclosed in this one. There's the building again and the gold top.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
The river.
Oh, that's pretty.
It is. It
Eiffel
looks
Tower.
really
Yeah.
small up here. On the first video, everything was a little bit bigger, and we just keep going higher, so it just looks smaller and smaller.
Oh, you think we're going higher?
Yeah.
Ooh, do you want to see what the next one is? Oh, here's an outside view. It says we can explore avenues and park spaces at its base, gazing up in wonder like so many before you and countless many after. Oh, so now this is the ground around the Eiffel Tower.
How
Whoa.
tall it is.
What was it, 384 meters high?
We were like right here on the first observation deck, and I think that's the second one.
Oh, true. You're right. Whoa. Could we go under it and look up? Is that a way?
I think so.
Look, there's the tourist people walking. That's very neat. Oh yeah, you can see the arcs
Yeah.
around. That's very cool. Can we see how high it is one more time?
Yeah. There's not
DeMoose
a tree
camera.
above us.
Whoa.
It looks even taller the closer you get.
It does look even taller. Wow. It's beautiful though. I've always wanted to go to the Eiffel Tower. I think it would be a really neat thing to check out. Maybe one day when I'm older. Okay, we can check and see. Whoa, that's pretty. Look at that view.
Look.
And I think, are those fountains?
Yes.
Is that what's
I
blowing
think
up the
so.
water? Oh, yeah. Whoa, look at that one. Look at it. It's so big. It goes right around. That's neat. All right,
Is that camels?
I think so. Yeah.
And the rest of the little park.
Mhm. There's everybody. All right, doing it. Oh,
Oh, that's the
and
end.
that's the end. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I learned a lot, and I really did enjoy seeing all the pretty views. And me and Miss Kiana really enjoyed our time, and we will see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi guys, back again, and this Miss Jessica is gonna do a craft with us.
Okay, for this next craft, you just need paper, markers, crayons, whatever you want to draw with. So if you want to pause this video, you can to collect it all. Okay, so the sweetest fig took place in France, and we were looking at other things from France, and France is also known for its art. One specific artist, his name is Chagall, and he painted this really cool painting called The Village.
I am the village.
I am the village. So if you look at this painting right now, you can kind of see a head on one side and then an animal's head on the other. And if you look really close, it's a lot going on. But on the man's side, you can see what he's thinking about. And he's thinking about a lot of working in the sun. And the dog is thinking of other things like playing and enjoying life. So we're going to do something similar to that. So take a marker or a pen, and we are going to make a big X from one corner to the opposite corner.
I want this paper. Can I have this paper?
Yes.
Thanks.
Which way is the X going?
Long ways. So one, corner.
Corners go with the same.
I did mine.
Opposite corner. Yes. Just like this.
Oh no, my marker doesn't running out.
Mine is too.
Sometimes you need new markers.
Okay. So now you're going to take one of the biggest triangles with the longest end.
I missed the corner.
Oh, that's okay. And you're going to draw a man's face or your face or a human's face right here. And then in the other corner will be an animal. So it could be a dog, it could be a cat. In the sweetest fig, you would draw a dog, but you can draw whatever.
So I think what we should do, I think what would be really fun is let's do a picture of us and a picture of one of our pets. So I have a dog and a cat. Do you guys have pets?
Mhm.
What do you have?
A sister.
A sister? You could do a sister if you don't have pets. That would be really fun. You do you and your sister and what you both think about. That would be cool.
I have a horse and 2 dogs and a cat.
I have 2 dogs and a fish.
That's fun. I would love to do what a fish thinks about. Maybe I'll steal your cat.
I have 2 dogs.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make ours, and we're just going to talk. And if you want to sit here and kind of talk with us, you can do that, or you can pause it. We'll show you our finished products before we move on. Remember, we have a link. We'll flash up the link again, and we would love for you to take a picture of what you've created and show us too. All right. So I'm not very good at this.
It's okay, I know you.
I like doing it. I'm just not very good at it. I made me kind of chubby. Well, you don't have to start with you. You could start with your animal.
Yeah.
I think the fish is easier than
I know in Chagall, he did like a sideways face in his. Maybe I don't think I like mine. I'm going to start again. So I make a big X. And maybe I'll try a sideways face.
Switching too.
It's okay to start again.
Let's try blue on my nose.
We do have one of our favorite things, if you remember from camp. We have the smelling markers. Ooh, blue is my favorite.
Is there still blue on my
Don't
nose?
smell your markers though if they don't say scented non-toxic Mr. Sketch.
A new scent.
I'm giving my person blue eyes because I have blue eyes.
So here's my first person, and I didn't like it. So I start again, and there's my second person. I like it much better. I wonder if it'd be easier to draw the pet or draw what we're thinking about first.
I need green. That's what I need.
I have a
green to green.
Ooh, actually, I already had.
Do you like that green, or do you want a darker green?
Well,
'Cause we have
I'm
other
gonna do the dark green outline and color in the lighter green.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you like what you're making? Oh, I like yours so much. Show the kids. I love that.
This is what I have. I have kind of curly hair, so I made curls, and then I have bangs, so I made bangs.
Oh, I wonder if that would be cool to like do like one person. Okay, my idea. I'm gonna do my thoughts in the pen, and then I'm gonna switch and do the markers because your markers look so cool. Oh, that's really neat. Next, show them yours. Nick used his whole side to make a person. That's my favorite thing about art. Everybody's can look different and be really, really cool. And I really like that. What am I thinking
I'm thinking about food.
Same.
about?
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be light, but it's just the same color green.
Don't give up.
No, it's too late now.
Here's one that has a green top but a yellow bottom. What color do you think it is?
I think yellow.
Orange.
You are so smart, Mr. Connor.
Wow. Well, you win some, you lose some. I lost this couch. Don't even wear a couch no more.
Sometimes when I draw things, I know what I'm trying to draw, but it doesn't look quite right. Do you guys ever have that?
All the
I'm in
time.
that right now.
Maybe that would be fun for you to try to guess what that thing is that I just drew. Because it doesn't really look like what I wanted it to look like.
Is it a park?
No, but that's a good guess. Maybe this will make more sense.
Miss Kiana, that's a really nice horse.
Wow.
Whoa.
Show the kids. That's amazing.
You said you weren't good at drawing.
I don't know what animal to do.
My favorite color is purple.
I think I wish I had a pencil. Because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up my
If you
animal.
were sharpening it.
I have, I
Well,
think,
there's a
oh,
sharpener
this
over
is
there.
a
I could
pencil.
do that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Oh man.
I draw for
Peter?
a dog. I would do it like, just like that. But, oh, you want it to hang down.
Actually, no.
Oh,
One of the
hang
dogs,
down.
one of the dogs actually doesn't want to stick up all the time.
There we
It's
go.
very high strung.
Now we can sharpen the pencil.
What's the name of your dogs?
The high strung one is Toby, and then the one that's really laid back is Maple.
Okay. I have a dog, his name is Grunt. And we got Grunt because Ella fell in love with him when she was volunteering at the Humane Society. Because he was lazy and he would lay on his belly and his nose was so short that he would rub his belly and he would get so excited he would fart.
Oh.
And I was like, really? We're getting a dog because he farts? But okay. Does my cat look like a cat, or is there something different I should do?
That looks like a cat.
Looks like a cat to me.
That's
Yes.
Ruby. It might be taking a long time.
That's okay. Art takes time sometimes.
I don't like her body. Maybe I'll just do her head. I think I'll just do her head, because if we look at that picture, he just did a big goat's head, right? Or was it a cat?
I have no
I think
clue.
it was a sheep.
You think it was, might have been a sheep. Okay, now I like her.
There we go.
So
Now,
I'll use my marker.
I'm just
man, I got couch through my head.
Okay, I finished my self-portrait.
Oh, I like it. Your smile is very big.
Oh, yes. It's a little, very big.
Don't know how to draw me. I got me sitting on the couch eating potato chips. But the couch is going through my head because I didn't think.
I think you're just laying over the side.
Yeah, but like you can see the couch through my head.
That's okay.
That's okay. Maybe
Okay.
it's, I kind of like it, and I think that we're more critical about our own stuff than other people are, because I like it, and I don't, the first thing I notice is not that your couch is going through your head. the first thing I noticed is like, you did a really good job on the chair, and I like the broken potato chips at the bottom.
Yeah. I'll make a mess, make potato chips.
What kind of potato chips were they?
Right now, they're just some your average original Lay's. I didn't know what the other bags looked like.
Does anybody have a black marker?
I do, but it's just.
How thin do you want it?
I wanted a thin one, thanks, kinda got it for me.
Now I gotta draw me.
This is very small.
Alright guys, so we're done, everybody's done, sign your name on it. We will have, Mr. Matt put our stuff where you guys can send your stuff, and here is mine. And so it's me, and it's Ruby. Ruby's thinking about being on the chair. Can you guys figure out what I'm thinking about?
Day camp.
Day camp! I wish I was at Phoebe with you guys. There's our tree, our birds, and our table. Look at us all doing our crafts. Cool. I like mine. What'd you come up with?
So this is supposed to be me. That is one of my dogs. And the dog is thinking about a sunny day with a ball. And then I'm thinking about food. I love food.
I like it, Nick. It looks great.
Okay, so this is me right here, and I'm thinking about the tuba with all the music around it, math, because I really like math, and nature, because I really like nature. And this is my dog, Abby, and my fish, Mystic Rainbow. And Abby is thinking about a bone, a ball, and her food, and her teddy bear. And Mystic Rainbow is thinking about the ocean.
I really like how you did both of your pets. That was a good idea.
Thank you.
What you got?
This is me. This is my horse Dolly. She's thinking about barrel racing, and I'm thinking about fishing.
Very cool. How about you, Connor?
Well, this is me, and this is my goldfish. His name is Fish. This is me sitting eating potato chips because I enjoy sitting and I enjoy eating. And this is my fish thinking about the open ocean because his bowl's a little small, but I think he's happy.
I really like these. I had fun making these with you guys. I'm excited to see what you guys came up with. See your Chagall triangle thought thing. Make sure you send it in to our link so we can put them all together and show them to you. All right, we're gonna get ready for our next little bit, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, we're back again. We have a link for you to go and see pictures that Monet has painted in a museum in France. Nick and his mom went and took the tour last night, and we're gonna show you that video in just a minute. And you can go, you can look. One of the things when I looked at it, every time I had seen pictures of Monet's water lilies, they were always just a picture in a book, and they looked really, really small. And Nick, when you guys went on the tour, how big were these?
So the wall, it was a bit hard to get the exact like scale for it, but they looked small in the painting there, but I think if you were there in person, they would look much, much bigger. They'd probably be about the size of this, if not bigger. So
The lilies or the whole painting?
the lilies, the paintings were
The paintings were huge. So the paintings cover like one whole wall. And what's really cool about this tour, and lots of tours that you guys can find, is it's like a walking tour. So you can move the little arrow at the side and walk towards it and move it around. And they not only have his water lily painting, which is what Monet is really famous for, but they have lots of his other paintings there. So I hope you guys like the tour. Did you and your mom like the tour? Okay. So the craft that we're going to do today is to make water lilies. Our plates happen to be green, but they don't have to be green. I've seen some of these where people painted them blue. They can be whatever you want. So we're gonna start with basic green, and then each of us is just kind of gonna do our own thing. You're going to, different color paper if you have it, but again, if you don't have it, you can just use a piece of paper and color it. So I really like the colors, actually orange and yellow, and that's what I'm gonna stick with in mine. You guys wanna pick your colors?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, some of you might want to start just cutting, but I'm gonna kind of just, I'm not really good at this, so I'm just gonna randomly cut stuff. Some of you might want to draw stuff. So my Lily, what my picture is in my head, is that I'm gonna cut kind of a circle shape. And then I'm gonna make a smaller circle shape to fit on top. You wanna share my scissors? So this is kind of gonna be my water lily, and it's gonna float inside of here. You can make as many of those as you want. You can put them in different places, but that's kind of what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna take some tissue paper, and I'm gonna make a little flower to put on top of it like it's blooming. And I'm just gonna crunch it. Some of you know how to fold it, but I'm just gonna crunch it. Monet's water lilies. Do you guys like to go to museums?
I've been to the Taubman in Rome a few times, and it's kind of cool to see all the stuff that they have there.
Yeah, they change their exhibits often, and I think that's really fun.
I think that gives it more character as well, lets you see different local artists.
Yeah. I like it. We took the kids there one time when Rembrandt, what was a Rembrandt thing? And I thought that Rembrandt drew great big, huge stuff, but he actually didn't. They provided us with little magnifying glasses so we could get up, and most of his paintings were only like this big. So Monet's was like the whole wall, and Rembrandt's was like these tiny, tiny things. So it's funny how sometimes books, when you look at things, really, the size is really hard to tell. It was just my thought.
How do you even paint that small?
I don't know. And to have magnifying glasses there. And one lady was like, "Oh, you're so smart to bring those." And I was like, "I didn't bring them. The museum had them." Okay.
I got some blue and pink paper.
Yep. Tissue. We're using tissue paper. Some of you guys might have some tissue paper. Make sure you ask your mom. And with wrapping presents, because that's where I keep mine at home. When I have my wrapping paper for Christmas, you might have it. So I do another circle thing, and this one had a hole in, which I kind of like. And I'm just gonna color it because I think that's gonna be pretty neat. I'm gonna color it on my lily pad paper because sometimes I'm a messy colorer and I don't want to get it on the table.
I cut all my papers in little triangles, and now I'm piecing them together to make a little flower.
I didn't think about doing my flower like that. How do you think the first video we made of doing our stuff, we were talking the whole time and we're not talking very much now. What do you think's different about that craft and this craft?
Concentration.
Yeah, this one takes more focus.
Okay. And we're all doing something different. I like that.
Gotta be creative.
What are you doing, Connor?
Making a turtle. He's gonna sit in my lily pad. What's his name? Oh, Tony.
Turtle.
Tony.
Tiny turtle.
Yep, Tony Turtle. He's not named Fish.
So I don't know if we talked about the things you need to do this craft, but it's just different colored paper, a paper plate. We're using tissue paper, but you can use other stuff. We've got some glue. So far, this is what I have in my lily pad. It can really look like anything. We're also going to give Mr. Matt a picture when he puts our video together so you can see what they did and the idea that we started from. Because one of the cool things that I like about our crafts and our art is that one idea leads to another idea that leads to another idea, and everything you come up with, we've talked about this before, your art is amazing because you created it, and I'm really very excited about you guys sending it in so we can see it. And that's just, it's cool. I never would have thought to glue together the pieces of flower like Jessica did. I wouldn't have made a frog to put on my lily pad.
It's a turtle.
Kiana's got some beautiful flowers. She's actually cutting out the shape of the flower. Nick is making his just with his tissue paper, and it all looks very different and very good. And I love that we can start with the same idea and just make it our own. So I'm very excited to see yours.
Oh, I like that idea.
Is there okay if I use some of this?
Can I use the
Sure. I like how Jessica said, I like Nick's idea, I'm gonna try it out. If you see something we're doing, it's not stealing it from someone else, it's using it as an inspiration, because even though she liked Nick's idea and she's gonna try it out, I'm betting that hers is not gonna look exactly the same as Nick's. Oh, look, I love this.
Oh, that looks so good.
Isn't that fun? I'm not very good at art, so when I do something I like, it makes me really happy. You guys want to know how I did it? Oh, it was really easy, because that's how I do stuff. Alright, so I just had one little piece of paper that I ripped off. I put a different color in it, and another different color, and then I just rolled it up. And I used my scissors and cut the top of it like this. And just folded it down. And it made me really, really happy. And then I folded up the bottom so it was more blue. Oh, I love that. I like it better than this one. I'm pulling this one off. Yay. Oh, look. And if I put it like that, it stands up. Oh, I'm pretty darn happy with that one. So I want to make one, you know how the lily pads have the circle thing? You know what I'm talking about? Like, because mine are just circles. They don't look like a lily pad, but what I'd like to do, you're looking, you know what I mean. Like where the frogs sit. Alright guys, so we finished our lily pads. We wanted to show you what we had, see what we came up with differently. This is mine. And I actually really, really like it. I like that I figured out how to make these stand up, so I'm pretty happy with it. Who wants to go next?
I can.
Okay.
So I just kind of slapped paper everywhere. Tried to make it look somewhat like a flower. I think it turned out fine. So yeah.
I like it. I see like letters in yours. Did you mean to do that?
No.
I like it.
So here's mine. I did two different flowers. This one I used with little cut up triangles, and these I kind of squished together. But if you turn it this way, it kind of looks like a face. So I put a little secret picture in there.
This is mine. I just kind of did what Nick did and stuck paper everywhere. And I did a couple of the little flowers.
Let me see yours. I didn't think about cutting out the shape of the flower. I really like that you did that. That's a really cool idea.
Ooh, this is mine. It has polka dots because they're fun. And then I made a turtle, and he likes this lily pad. It's his favorite one. That's why he sits on it.
That's good. You could always poke a hole in it, put some yarn, hang it up in your room. We're going to give ours to Matt so that he can put them on our link so you can see what we have done, and we would love to see yours too. Thanks. Hi guys. So what you're going to see next is Mr. Nick took his mom on a virtual tour of a museum in France to look at Monet's work. One of the things that they talked about and we're going to talk about is the water lilies. And I wanted to show you this book that has a picture of Monet's water lilies. And this is how we usually see it, as a picture in a book. So when you go on the tour of the museum, I want you to look at how big it really truly is. Hope you like the tour.
Hey guys, if you want to go on the tour yourself at your house, click on the description below or at the hyperlink in the top corner. Thanks.
Hi everyone at Phoebe Needles. I'm Nicholas. This is my mom.
Hi.
Today we're going to be going through a virtual tour of a museum that holds Monet paintings. So if you wanted to go through that by yourself, then go to Google and just look up Monet Painting Exhibit Virtual Tour, and you can find that easily on Google. So I'm going to ask her a few questions about the exhibit and what all it offers about the paintings, and this will tie into one of the books that we are reading. So right now we're moving around the museum, and we're going to stop at this first painting here. It's Monet's Water Lily painting. It's one of his most famous paintings that he ever did. So what is your impression on that from just a first glance?
It's peaceful, and it reminds me of just like a spring day, maybe, because of the flowers and everything that you see there. It's peaceful and calm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's very peaceful and calm. If you look at it on the tour, then you'll see that it looks a little blurry, and this is starting the era of when Impressionism was coming into play. So Impressionist art was almost like still life, but not exactly. It was kind of blurrier. It wasn't exactly the image that you would see with your eyes. So Monet was a big figure that started that. And so that's why I like this painting so much, because it really shows that character that he had. So let's say that you had brought me to this museum when I was younger, and you just wanted me to walk around the museum and see what was there. Why would you have done that?
I think art is a way that people communicate. Like art gives you different kinds of feelings, and it makes you maybe look at things in a different light, see from that person's perspective kind of what they have experienced. It's just kind of a different form of communication, kind of like music. So I think it's important to use that creative part of your brain, as well as like your maybe more logical things that you might use for math and science and those kinds of things. Actually, you need both sides of your brain for all that. But I just think that kind of gives you a different way to communicate the way you feel, the way you think.
So would you have used that more as a learning opportunity?
Yes.
Okay. Would you have brought me there for fun or just to learn?
Probably both, because it's fun to look at paintings too, because some will make you happy, some will make you think, some will make you feel sad, because that's what they're trying to portray in the painting. Okay.
So why do you think art is a good thing, other than, say, communication? Why is it so good to be in the world?
Well, like I said, it can be an uplifting thing. It can help you see from another person's perspective. It can give you an idea of something that maybe you've never experienced before, like Degas did a lot of paintings of ballet dancers, so that could give you some idea of that. Just it kind of opens your mind up to a lot of different things.
Okay. And so also with that question, what I think that means is it allows people to show who they really are and express their thoughts and views and anything that they want, really. Art can be anything you make it, especially with, say, abstract art. People can look at that and value it as nothing, but someone who may interpret it in a different way may see it as $1 million painting. And so I think art can be really beautiful if used in the correct way. So do you have a favorite artist that you can think of, just off the top of your head?
I really do like Monet.
Okay.
A lot. I've always liked the impressionistic kind of painting. Yes, that's one of my favorites. I like Renoir a lot as well.
This is Toby, one of our dogs.
You probably heard him eating in the background. He's kind of loud.
You want to say hello to the camera? No.
He hears a lot more.
Yeah. So my favorite artist for, specifically painting, would probably be Van Gogh, because he did Starry Night. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh, well, that's cool. He painted a village with stars. And then I started to look at it more and realized that it wasn't just houses and defined lines. It was more of spirals and swirls and many other things that you really have to look to see. And that kind of made an impression on me of how you need to look deeper than what you see at a first glance. So kind of brings me to like your first impressions. always give someone a second chance, because their first impression may not always be who they truly are. So, and have you ever painted? And did you have fun while you were doing it?
Yeah, I really like to paint. I've gone to those classes where you can, somebody shows you how to paint a picture. I love doing that. But I actually paint some on my own too, just for fun. They're not great, but they are kind of an expression, and it's something that I can do that's relaxing and I enjoy it.
What do you paint usually if it's not one of those like paint night things?
I've done like a snowman because I love snowmen, and just like a sunrise or sunset, those kinds of things.
Have you ever tried to like paint the sunrise as it was happening, or did you just go from memory, or just?
Really just from memory. I haven't actually, but that'd be a good idea.
And then, so how did you express yourself through painting? Was it from a happy moment, sad moment? Was it just because you wanted to relax, or how?
Mainly just to relax. I do think that it can be kind of like if you're feeling particularly upset about something, you could paint to kind of let that out into the painting. Or if you're happy about something, just beauty, something that I see that's beautiful makes me want to paint it. So I'm not always good at copying what I see, but that's kind of what inspires me to want to paint something, is if I see it, like like I said, the sunrise or the sunset, all the pretty colors that you see.
Okay. And we're going to go a little bit further around the museum just to see some of his other paintings, or other pieces of his water lily painting. So give me just a second. So this one is a different, so with this one that you see, it's slightly different than the other one, where you can kind of, it's more of a different landscape. There's more water lilies, there's more reeds, there's not as much water in this one. But so, would you say that this one is more appealing to you than the last one, or no? Or did you like the first one better?
I like the first one better.
Okay. And why would you say that? Just because you like the appeal of the scenery that was around it, or did it just give you a different feeling?
I felt like the first one was a bit lighter, and kind of that one was a bit darker, and I like the lighter colors, and it seems more peaceful rather than darker.
Okay. And we'll go to one last one. This one over here. It almost looks like a map in a way. So what is this one? What does it remind you of mostly?
Reflection off water is what it looks like.
Okay. And this one looks almost a little bit blurrier than the rest of them. I want to say that there are lots of lily pads and there are lots of leaves in the water, but there's also some of this like tan splotched all over the water, so I'm guessing those are reeds. But yeah, I mean, art can be anything that you want to make it, and you can do really anything with it. There are no limits to it, to anyone's imagination and creativity. So next time that you see a piece of art, really think about what it could mean, not just to you, but to others, to the artist, to anyone standing around you. Look at it from different angles and see like what you think of it as well as what others would. Think from someone else's perspective and think of what they might see. So this has been the virtual tour of the Monet paintings with my mother. So yeah.
Bye.
This is a repeat after me song.
This is a repeat after me song.
The littlest worm.
The littlest worm
I ever saw.
I ever saw.
Got stuck inside.
Got stuck inside.
My soda straw.
My soda straw.
The littlest worm I ever saw. Got stuck inside my soda straw. He said to me, don't take a sip.
Don't take a sip.
Or if you do,
I'll
surely slip.
I'll surely slip.
He said to me, don't take a sip. Or if you do, I'll surely slip. I took a sip. And he went down. Right through my pipes. He must have drowned. I took a sip and he went down. Right through my pipes. This is the end, there is no more. Let the lights be my friend once more.
Hi everyone. Mr. John is joining us. He's going to read us a story.
Hi. So we're reading a story today from Bible Stories for Children, and it's the story of the Tower of Babel. So here's how the story goes. The children of Noah had children, and their children had children. Though their numbers were many, all the people of the earth were still like one large family, speaking only one language. These people didn't stay in one place, but roamed through the desert. In time, they came to the valley of Shinar. Here they found clay and water to make bricks. They also found pitch for mortar to join the bricks together. Let us build a city, they said, and let us build a giant tower, so tall that it will be famous for as long as people live on the earth. How tall should we build it, they wondered. Taller than the hills of Shinar, one man said. Higher than the mountains of Ararat, said another man. Why stop there, said a third. Let us build our tower all the way to heaven. And so, with crude clay bricks and sticky black pitch, they set out to build their tower to heaven. Starting wide at the bottom, they built the tower up and up in a great spiral. God was not pleased to see the tower rising out of Shinar. He said, "These people think they can build a tower to heaven to be just like God. If this is what people who speak one language think they can do, let the people speak many languages, and let them be scattered over the face of the earth." No sooner had God spoken than confusion spread over the workers like a thick cloud. If a worker asked for bricks, his helper gave him mortar. If he asked for mortar, his helper gave him bricks. Left and right, up and down, fast and slow, the simplest words lost their meaning. Soon people were saying strange words with strange sounds, and no one else understood. The work stopped, and God scattered the people. Though we do not know who they were, we do remember the name of the famous tower they built. That tower is called Babel, for the confusing babel of languages began there, that day. The end.
So one of the things that I love to do is just listen to someone read a story. And as Mr. John was reading and was talking about the tower going super high, it made me think of the Eiffel Tower and how we could look up. And I also, when I don't look at the pictures in the book, I get pictures in my head. So when God gave us different languages, I think it would have been very funny and confusing, at least in my head, to say, "Can I have this?" And Mr. John have no idea what I mean, when 10 seconds ago he would have understood me. It also made me think of a game where you have to go and you have to find your people. So how exciting it would be when you had that moment of confusion, that time of confusion, not feeling like people could understand you or listen to you, to then find someone that really got you. And to me, that's kind of how God is and how Jesus is. They really get us, and we can talk to them, and we're very blessed that no matter what language we speak, God speaks it too. That's what I thought of when you read the story.
You know, I think one of the things that, comes to my mind, this image, is all of these people in the very beginning who are trying to talk to each other, as you said, kind of how funny it would be for a few minutes. But then, after a while, it would start to get frustrating when no one else could understand what you're trying to say.
Right.
So just a basic thing, like you say, hand me the book and I hand you a stick. That may be funny for a few minutes, but then it starts to get not so funny. And you've probably had experiences before, because all of us have, of trying to tell somebody or explain something or ask somebody for something and they don't understand what we're talking about. And usually we get kind of frustrated with ourselves and we get frustrated with other people because they don't understand us very well. So you have to wonder what God was doing, why God decided to do this, and think about the impact that it would have on people, not just for a day, but for the rest of their lives as they were scattered out all over the world.
So that's our story. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good day.
Alright, for this craft we're going to be doing a popsicle. And you're going to need a piece of paper, some tissue paper, some scissors, and a popsicle stick. You're also going to want a pencil if you have one. So we're going to take this and fold it. And then we're going to draw our popsicle.
Are you drawing it at the fold part or the open part?
The fold part.
Okay.
I think. This part? Where? Right here. We're going to draw it right here.
At the fold part.
Yeah, we're going to draw a line up, draw our curve, and then come back down
Oh, I did mine wrong.
and draw a line.
Oh no, I did mine right. Yeah?
I got the fold at the top of the curve, but it's okay. You can do it. It's art. You can do whatever you want to do.
But when you cut yours out, is that going to work?
Yeah, because it's going to hold the top together, and I'm going to put the popsicle stick between these two.
So it should be.
So it's going to be like this.
Okay.
But I'm going to cut the bottom off.
That makes sense. But if I did mine like that,
You just cut a hole in the
I
middle.
can just cut a hole in the middle,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, mine does work, see?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Then you're going to take your popsicle stick and you're going to glue it into your popsicle. That's closed.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Takes a while for the glue to dry.
Yeah. That's
I bet you could do it faster with tape.
Or just the glue stick. A glue stick would work too.
Either way.
It doesn't taste good.
Then you're going to take your tissue paper and cut it up into little shapes and decorate it how you want to.
So I folded mine all up like this because we're trying to get a little impressionism, kind of like Monet did. So he didn't use definite shapes and definite colors, and he sort of mixed them all up and made it kind of muted. So we have different colored tissue paper. I folded mine like this so that when I cut it, it's going to be all different kind of shapes. You can do it however you want. Some people don't like their colors all mixed up. I really like my colors all mixed up because I'm kind of a messy crafter. So once I've gotten all mine, I don't mind getting my fingers messy. I'm going to cover my entire popsicle. Yes, sir. My entire popsicle. And I'm just going to take my pieces like one at a time, and I'm going to randomly put them over there. Kind of like Nick's idea when he did his flowers, which I liked. He just kind of put everything everywhere. And the colors I like best, I might use more of. And I can always get more if I like it. But this is kind of me. This is a craft where I don't feel like I need to plan it out, and I can get my fingers messy. And if you've been at Phoebe with me, messy crafts are my favorite. So this is kind of what my popsicle looks like. And I did it really, really fast. And my fingers are really, really messy. And that's okay. My table's a little messy too. That is not so okay. So make sure if you're using glue that you get some warm water and you clean up your mess, because we always clean up our own messes at Phoebe.
I don't even have glue on my hands, it's sticky.
You don't have glue? Do you want some? I'll share mine.
No, I just.
And the other thing, if you have messy, gluey hands, you can add more just by peeling them off your fingers. And that's kind of fun. I'm going to wait for my one side to dry before I do my other side, though.
I did.
You didn't, or did?
I did not.
I think the other thing we could do, there's other ways of doing this crafts. So one of the things I like about crafts is, as you're doing this craft, you could say, that doesn't seem to work so well. Why didn't we do it this way? So while mine's drying, I'm going to show you a different way that maybe are you done? May not be so messy. So what you can do is you can still have your popsicle shape. You can cut it out, or, I just thought of something else. You could cut it out like this, and you could just lay it on something. You don't have to put your stick in yet, and you could just do it. Just put your tissue paper on and then cut it out. Or, this is even probably the least messy of it, or the more planning, you could draw your popsicle. Can I use the glue?
Yes.
Put all of your glue on it, or put a big wad of glue and then mess it around with your finger if you want it to be messy. And then take your pieces and put it on there and just cut out from here, because then you're not working with a small, already cut out, have a stick in. That might be easier. There's lots of different ways you can do it.
This is my popsicle. I made it blue because blue's my favorite. And yeah, I like
It's
it.
blue raspberry.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Here's mine. I only did one side because I like that. And mine's lime.
Nice.
Mine's peach. I like peach. It's a good flavor. You can see I added a lot of sprinkles on mine because sprinkles are nice.
Mine is lemon. I did one side. I did lots of colors, and I put a heart in the middle because I like hearts.
Mine's green apple, but I kind of covered it. And yeah, it was just something fun to do.
It was nice spending time with you guys. We're gonna clean up. Hi campers. I was talking with my staff and just when we were having lunch and how much we miss you at lunchtime. We miss laughing with you, we miss hearing stories, we miss telling jokes. So I thought we'd just add a little part here where we say or sing the prayers with you that we normally do, that you can teach your family or your friends or do at home, and then share a couple of jokes with you. So we're happy that you're here, and Mr. Peter is going to start us off with his prayer.
So this is the Batman prayer, and for your hands, you make OK signs and flip them upside down. Right? I'm going to say it first, and then we'll all do it together after. So it goes, dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, thank you. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Jesus. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, amen. All right, so let's all do it together. You ready? Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, thank you. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Jesus. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, amen.
My friend said I'm starting to annoy her because I relate everything to Batman.
What a joker.
Okay, campers, end of our day, end of our session. We have enjoyed spending time with you. We've liked reading with you. We've liked doing crafts with you. Songs, dances, so many things. We wish we were together, but we're glad that we got to spend this time. Thanks for joining us. And we're just a little tired, so we're going to say